Quiero mostrarles, amigas y amigos, cómo ha quedado el resultado final de este cardigan. Vean qué bonito luce. Obviamente, pues mi maniquí es una talla pequeña y el cardigan es una talla, en esta ocasión la he hecho grande. Sí, es una talla grande, pues por eso queda un poquito grandecito, ¿verdad? Pero
here in this part, I'm going to start mounting the dots. I will repeat again. I place in this way. Here I am going to leave something that I considered, which will more or less be enough for me to 94 points on this occasion. And I'm going to make like a triangle. Remember that always the same as in the one in the crochet will always be the tension ones, yes. Now I am going to place both princesses. Why both and not just friends? Because if I place one, maybe I'll get a little tight at the bottom, yes. Then if you want it, make it fit tight. Well, you put one in my case, not me. I want it to look nice. I will place for this occasion both, and I am going to place them here in the middle of this triangle that forms. I'm going to pass, and at the bottom I'm going to take this, always holding with our index finger. The material passes and underneath I take, and then it is the, you can say a bow, and then I take the one on the side opposite and down there. I go out again. Below is from below. I take the next one, and that's where I entered. I go out again. Below. Yes, look. So below. On the other side. And return where I entered. Below. On the other side. And return where I entered. You already know that there is a technique to do it with our crochet friends, so if you find it difficult, mount the points in this way. You can do it as I have already shown you how to set up points with our princesses. And in this case it would be with a crochet, which is also very easy for you to go and see. I will leave them with you below in the first comment or in the description box. I'm going to mount those 94 points I need. So far, friends, I already have those 92. Sorry, 94 points. 94. Remember that it is a multiple of 4 plus 2, yes. And I am going to start making the following. Let's start by weaving. This is going to be our back side. I'm going to start knitting the first stitch upside down. Upside down only for the only time I will knit the first point, yes. Only for one occasion. And I'm going to weave a right one upside down. A right. A setback. Look how easy it is to weave. The right. And the other way around. Yes, the right one, I take it here at the bottom. And thus the right one look like this. And the other way around, I take it from above. On this side of the slope. And you upside down. A right. And a setback. A right. A setback. A right. And a setback. Yes, this is the way it is easier for me. Knitting, yes, but they're at home, remember. That and taste genres are broken if it is done to someone more comfortable. Do it differently can also do it. Then look at the part from here to below. I knit the right. And up here. The other way around. Yes, then in this case. The thread is at the bottom for the right one. And above the rope for the reverse side. Right upside down. Right. See reverse. And so I will continue to weave until I complete all my way around. Here to finish my return. Friends, I have a right, a setback, a right, and finally, the last point for aesthetics will always be woven in reverse point. Now I will turn. And our first point from now on we will pass it on. Without knitting, yes, first stitch. I pass it without knitting because we pass without knitting. This first point, friends. This first stitch is passed without knitting. So that it does not become like a roll. Yes, let's see. So look. I'm going to move on to the next one. And here we are going to see these knots. These knots indicate to me that this is a period. Upside down, this one you see here is a point of the right. And this one that looks like the little ribbon going through here. It's one upside down point, so I'm going to go weaving. How the points are presented, this is a right. I knit it in right stitch. This is a backhand, I knit it backhand, a right hand and backhand. A right. A setback. A right. And a setback, and look. The lines are already being formed here. I will complete my entire tour. I am about to finish the second round. A setback. A right, and remember that the last stitch is woven upside down, yes. We are on our way back. Number 3, and we are going to do the same process, friends. The first point we will pass without knitting. And this one that follows here marks us like a little bond. This means that it is a point upside down, and I'm going to knit it upside down. Here it looks like a chain. Truth, friends, this means that it is a right, and it is a right that you and right, the ties that the equivalent of a setback. And these are like chains. You are in right, one upside down, one right, one upside down. And a right, and I will continue weaving. This is going to be lap number 3. I am going to do one more lap. If I do more laps, now you will. I show or comment. But I think I'm going to let him. This would be my return. 3, yes, I think I'm going to give it one more ride. Advantage and return. I have already finished the 4 laps, and I'm going to start doing the following. First point I will pass without knitting. I'm going to start knitting the backhand lap. If this is part of here, I want you to stay upside down. And this part of here, look how it will look on the other side. I want it to stay for the front side. We will not do it. Better on the front side. This one, yes, then I'm going to start. Step first stitch without knitting and knitting. 2 points and right 1. 2. I take a loop. And I make the following 2 points. In right point. And I repeat again. 2 in right. A loop. And the following 2 points. I leave them in right hand position, the 2 of them together, yes, again. 1. 2 in right, 1 loop. And the 2 points that remain together. In right point. 2 rights. A loop. And the following 2 points. I knit them together. In right point. Again. 2 rights. A loop. And 2 points together. In right point. And I will do this until I complete my entire tour. This is the turn on the right side. Here to finish, I will do the following. I already have here the 2 together right. Then we are going to stop by and make 2 in law. 1 loop and 2 together and right. And finally the point on the edge, which is the other way around. This technique I just did, I will repeat it. Is going to be. Only that. Is going to be a ride. Weaving upside down and again weaving straight. First point I pass it without knitting. Yes, now I am going to knit. This point that is still upside down, because we are on the other way around. There will be 2 upside down, look. The loop, the knit in reverse. Then I take a loop. And I will take these 2 points that follow these 2. Together in reverse. And again I knit 2 in reverse 1. In this case the loop. We are going to take it from above. Yes, so because we are weaving backwards. Then there are already 2. I take a loop. And the next 2 together. Upside down. And so I will continue. 1 the loop goes upside down. 2. And a loop and we weave the 2 that follow in reverse. Again 1. Next has to be taken from above. It does not have to be taken like this, friends, look. We cannot take them from down here. You know why? Because if we twist it like this part is no longer going to be collated, which is what we need to stay open. Yes, that's why we take it from up here so that it does not go awry. And we just do the backhand point. I already have 2, I take the loop. And 2 points. Together in reverse again. 1 2 upside down. The barbecue. And 2 together in reverse. Here to finish, friends. Let's do backhand 1 2. Lazada. And 2. Together in reverse again 1. 2 in reverse loop. And the 2 following. Together in reverse. And finally, point. Upside down, so we are going to weave the back side upside down. And we are going to repeat the turn on the right side. Same technique, we will not lose. First point. Step without knitting. And in the one that follows I will knit. We are now on the right side of the right tile. The loop also in right. I take a loop and the 2 remaining straight. Again. 1 2 rights looped. And 2 together in law. Right again. Right, there are 2 in right. And 2 together. In law. I will repeat this way. Right. Right laced. And 2 in right. I am about to finish here. I do lazada as right lazada. 2 points together in right. Right. Right laced. 2 points together. In law. And finally the upside down point. And we go back on the upside down side again. You have already seen, friends, how well easy true first. Point I will pass it without knitting. Teju first 2 upside down. And then the loop and 2 together in reverse. Friends again. 1 2 in reverse. Including the loop will always be woven. The colon including the reverse loop and then lazada and the 2 together in reverse. 1 2 in reverse loop. And the 2 dots together in reverse. And this is how it will look like. And in the end, friends, we do 2 in reverse. 1 loop and 2 together in reverse again. 2 in reverse. A loop. And 2 together in reverse. And I end with the backhand. I am going to start the turn. On the front side, we have already seen how it will be repeated, so we will be leading lap after lap until we obtain the length we need. First stitch step without knitting. We start with 2 on the right. And the following 2 together in law. 2 in right. The asada and the following 2 dots together in right hand. 2 in right. The asada and the following 2 dots together in right hand. And well, I will do this until I complete all my way around, and so I'm going to weave it back and forth around until we get it. So look at the length we need, look at. And this is how it will look like. What do you think of the way it looks? I am liking it very much, my friends. I hope they are enjoying it at home as well, as I am doing right now. By weaving for this point, which is very easy to penetrate. Perfect for summer, even if I have not found a cotton ball. But I'm liking it a lot anyway. I'm going to go ahead and come back. Let's see, I already have the length I need. And let's see how many centimeters I have left behind. In total it is 65 centimeters long. Up to here I will see if there at home we can appreciate it better. Here are 65 centimeters. And let's see how wide it measures. I want to show you, friends, the width. Is also 65 centimeters, so that at home take it into account. I will continue. Now I will continue to weave as follows. We are going to take 9 reasons, one could say, for the front. Starting with this space here. Yes, we would count it as 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, which would be so far as I am going to work. Then we work accordingly. And now that we are approaching to which it corresponds, the separation, and I will tell you how. I want to show you, friends, look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and here. This is number 9, true reason number 9. I show them again so that at home, for them to appreciate it better. 1, let's count the 1 on the edge, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Now in this part, friends, look at. I already have here 2 dots together, 1, 2 loops. And 2 points together. And the last stitch is woven in reverse stitch right, friends. Then I'm going to take, as this one has the loop. I don't want it to look wide when I close again. Then these 2 I'm going to take them together in reverse, so. And this is as far as I'm going to be weaving, yes then. Here in this part. On this side you can place him. Il. Here. A point bra, here are these rest points. I'm going to pass them on to this one. They're at home if you prefer it, and if you have it, you can do it, and if you can't, you can continue knitting it with care, my friend. Yes, that this part is not going to come out, and that's it. I've already done it in other videos that we don't need this type OFS. But they are very practical if you have them at home. Use them. Then let's bend the rest of this side. I've already passed it, so here's to this hook. Then I am going to turn it to do it on the upside down side. Let's continue to weave the same technique, friends. First point, I will pass it without knitting. The following 2 upside down because I am on the upside down side, a loop. 2 together. 2 upside down, 1 loop, 2 together, upside down. 2 in reverse, 1 loop. 2 together in reverse, 2 in reverse, 1 loop. 2 together in reverse. 2 in reverse. 1 loop, 2 together in reverse. Here 2 in reverse. 1 loop, 2 together in reverse. 2 upside down, 1 loop. 2 together in reverse. 2 upside down, 1 loop. 2 together in reverse, and finally the dot in reverse, yes. Then if you realize it, we are left with square in all points. And what are we going to do? Well, let's go weaving. Lap after lap. Until the same number of turns is obtained. Which pants for the back is the same number of turns you are going to do for the part of the front. Now how can you tell your turns? Can you really ask yourself right now? Ah geez, and how I count them well. Here some spaces are forming. Yes, then for example here it would be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27. Let's see how many were the turns I left in total. I'll tell you about them, and now I'll be back, friends. I already told them, friends, and in total I left 112 laps, so that at home take it into account. If you want to e.g. longer, you can make it more turns goes. More or less that's what I got. 212 turns, 65 centimeters long. I'm going to continue, and in a little while I'll be back. I want to show you, friends, and the progress that I already have. Yes, I already have the same number of laps. I am going to place it like this. The same number of laps I made for the part hereof. Of the back is the same amount of turns I did. Long now. Once we have this, we are going to do the same process we did here. That were make the elastic. For this I will make the first stitch step without knitting. The one who follows a setback, a right one. A setback. A right. A setback. A right. A setback, a right. A setback, a right. And so on until completion. All my way around. Backhand and right, backhand and right. I am about to finalize a right. And finally a period in reverse twist. And I'm going back to starting. First point step without knitting. The next one is a setback. Look at. Here we can see that this one has like this one. Not that is here. Therefore, it is a point in reverse. And I knit it backwards. This one looks like a little chain. I knit it in right one upside down. A right. A setback, a right. A setback and a right hand, yes. And so I will continue to weave until the end of my whole tour, and this is what we are going to do. The same number of laps I found at the bottom. For example, if you left him 4, you leave him 4. If you left him 5, you leave him 5. If you left him 6, 8. Or the amount you have done at the bottom is the same amount of laps we are going to do of elastic. Then I'm going to go a little ahead and return to show you how we are going to do the closing part. That I am about to finish a right, a setback, a right and a reverse. We are going to close. I already have the amount here I needed. I will pass the first stitch without knitting. The next one is a period upside down, look at this, here you can see the knot. And I'm going to knit it upside down. And the point that passes without knitting. I pass it over backwards. This is a right. I leave it in right and the one who I have in the dark. I pass it over the top. Set back. The previous point on the upper right side. Previous point on top. Set back. Previous point. Above right. Previous point. On top, then I am knitting accordingly. If it is a backhand, then we weave it upside down, and the other on top. And if it is a right, we knit it straight and the other one on top. Yes, it is easy, isn't it? What do you think? A right. A setback. And the previous one on top. And this is how it will stay. I will complete all the points. Here we finally make the point backwards. And the previous point. At the top. And this point. I release it a little bit to stop by again. Make it like the zipper, like a chain. And we have already closed. And I cut this one, yes. I withdraw my material. And later I lose this little piece of material that I have left here. Yes, and this is how it will look like. Now I am going back to where I have the part hereof. From where I had the dots. Yes, and I am going to return the stitches very carefully. We must return them to our homeland, yes. It is necessary to have very, very careful, friends. Here in this part of returning them as they should be. Not to lose any points. And no loop. Because then it's a little bit complicated. By the loops and the dots together. Yes, so please be very careful. By making the change. So that you don't miss any of your friends' points. Very calmly. You have to be patient. For everyone to leave again. To our grandmother. Here, my friends. Because we already have the dots on our ladder. And look here, in this part one forgot to make a crossing. I should have done it. Precisely, for example, to check this aesthetics thing. I always use it. Now I'm gone, friends, in. And then we are going to do the following here, look. Here where you can see the closure. I don't know if you can see it, look at my friends. Here it is, here you can see how it went. The separation is that I made. Here I am going to pass. With the help of a crochet. I will stop by. And I will accommodate this point. To keep it closed, look at my friends. Yes, and here we are going to link, look. But to keep it closed I'm going to do this. And I will close in this case. I am going to make a right. And the previous point. I pass it over the top because I am going to close. I did it with the double strand. Now I separate it just to secure that first point. I move on to the next one. In right point because I am on the right side. And the previous point on top. A right. Previous point on top. A right. Previous point. Above right. Previous point above, yes, then. I am closing this part, which is going to be the part of the neck. So here, friends. We continue and I have to stay. The same amount of points, friend, remember how many were the reasons we were going to leave on this side. For these are the reasons we will leave behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, why 9? I think it was up to here anyway right now. I'm going to look at. But as long as, I will continue to close all the same, friends, look at me. Here is a loop, I take it straight. And the previous point on top. The next right and previous point above. And so look at friend's previous point above. I'm going to take it back. Again. Yes, now how many I have? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 y 9 4 5 6 7 8 9. And on the other side. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 y 9. Means that I have yet to close. These 3 more I will close. I want to show you friends and the ones I have, look at them. This is part of this. From here look, I'm going to show it to you. To make it easier for them at home. Look. This one we had to see. Here we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 y 9. This one still belongs to the front side. And on this side I have 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 that these belong to the back. If you are making a bigger size, I recommend you only leave 6 for the back. And what you like. You are going to divide it by 2 to make it fit, one on one side and the other, yes, then. Maximum 6 for the back. This will apply to me for all sizes. The smaller size, if you decide, you can leave 5 of 6. It's fine, but if you want it, it's smaller. Can leave it in 5. And once we have it, look at 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 y 9. I remember that I had to complete the points, so I'm going to leave this one. This one is going to be the one on the edge, and then I make a loop. And the 2 dots together, and then I make one. And 2 of us are going to see like this. And I continue, yes there, yes. If I could have one left over. Anyway, and I withdraw it, but I think it's going to look good this way. So it is that here. One loop and I continue 1 2. Looped again. 2 together, 2 rights looped. 2 together, 2 rights. Loop 2 together, 2 rights. Lazada. 2 together, 2 rights. Lazada. 2 together. 2 rights. Lazada. To see 2 rights tied together. Loop 2 together. And finally a setback, yes. Then I will continue weaving from now on. The length I need. As I told you, if anything, and to look the same, I need. Or I have one more dot left over and we can remove it here. I continue with 2 upside down. 1 loop and 2 of 2 upside down. 2 upside down, loop 2 together, upside down. 2 upside down, looped. 2 together and 2 upside down. Loop 2 together in reverse. 2 upside down. Loop 2 together in reverse. 2 in reverse loop. 2 together in reverse. I want to show you the complete sequence so that there at home you can observe that we complete as the asada should be. Here 2 in together in reverse. 2 reverse lazada. 2 together in reverse. And finally, look here, I will have plenty of these. These 2, yes, because here I have 2 together in reverse. And then I will have these left over. These 2 points or these 3 points, true friends. So what I'm going to do is here. These 2 following I will take 1. So the 2 together. And the latter in reverse. When I shot, I had this doubt, but don't worry, friends. It's okay because that's where we're going to keep taking it. Is very little, so don't worry right now. What I am going to do is pass this point. I leave in right point. And this one I upload on top, so here it is now. Now we complete. 1 2. Yes, look, in case you. We wanted to stay, but I don't think it was necessary. True, because this is what happens here, it's friends. I just don't remember what we were going to paint him here anymore. But I think so. Yes, it will be like that, okay. Then I continue here, I go straight and then loop and 2 together, right loop. And 2 together. Right laced and 2 together. I'm going to complete my whole round, friends. Anyway, on the upside down side. Here we are going to see the coordination that right now. Later we will. To check, okay. Then when it happens to them, something like this similar to you, don't worry, friend, 1 or 2 points will not change your work. Yes, and those points will be later. Because we will need them. To do the part of the eyelets. Or buttons. Look, we ended up with 2 together and a backhand. Then when I return. So we also need to finish. With 2 together and the point backwards. What is this I go to? So here we make 1 2 loops and 2 together. 1 2 lazada. 2 together. 1 2 loop 2 together. 1 2. Loop 2 together. 1 2 loop and 2 together. Yes, then here, friends. For it would only be like continuing with the part of the. On the one hand, this is the one I am working on. To return with the part of the sleeves, and if something has to be done to the front of it, well, also do it to them if someone wants to make ojales, buttons or something like that. I can do it too. Let's see here the sequence. Here are 2 together. 2 in reverse, the room la asada, sorry, and 2 in reverse. 1 2 look at the asada. 2 together in reverse and the last point in reverse, yes. Now it is synchronized, and now what I'm going to do is fix it. So that it fits me just like the side. And return to continue with the process. Yes, up to this point, friends, you are liking this video, let me know, let me know, let me know. A like. Once we have the 2 parts of the front, I am going to show you how they have turned out. I'm going to see if it can be seen well. This is the back part, yes. Our entire back side. And then the 2 parts of the front follow. Yes, here are these 2 parts of the front. Now, I will continue to weave on this occasion. The sleeve part. Good to start knitting. At the sleeve part, let's do the following. Here in this part of here, we will be counting. I will see if it can be better appreciated. Here you can see these that form like chains on the edge, look at the. Here we can see our chains. Here I have the following ones, look at us. Here you can see, yes. They're at home. You can distinguish them, look at this is the edge. And form these spaces as a chain. If here you can see the chain. Well, let's go counting these spaces. Yes, and we will count. To have half of us, i.e. here we have the mirror part, true. Because we have to be halfway through it for me. This is half if this is where my share of paradise of the neck part. And this one I have here is this point that I have already made. Is half of the points. Yes, I am going to recommend to leave 29 points once we have them, look at. Here is the part of the neck, truth, this is the part of the neck. And here once we have more or less. I'm going to see if it can be seen better like this. Identified. Where is half? Counting, I recommend you to count the points. So the chain dots on one side and on the other so that you can place the score in the middle. And once they place the marker in the middle, I'm going to lower it so that at home you can appreciate it better. Look at these are the little chains I'm talking about. Yes. So from here to here I have to have 29 spaces. I will count one counting this marker. I will leave the center part here for the front. Yes, then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 25, 26, 27, 28 and 29 so far to see. Up to here, yes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 y 29. I already have half 29 for here. And on the other side, I have to have another 29, but since I already counted 29, from here then on I'm going to move on to the one next. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 y 29. Who doesn't want his sleeve? So wide you can put only 25 on each side, okay? Then look. Here where I have the marker, which is the 29. I'm going to pass. And that's where I'm going to start charging. Here I have the chain. And we will move on. Like this and we load. I will move on to the next point. Here you can see it, look at my friends, I'll pass and charge yes. Again, in which the following. I charge again. On which we continue to load. And on this occasion, do not squeeze the dots. Yes, let's leave them a little bit loose-handed. Because this point tends to a little bit to be expanded on the one hand. Then I don't want it to be squeezed like this. We load every point. Point by point. And as I am telling you, it has to be 29 on one side. And 29 of the other. I will complete them. In case it becomes difficult for you, mount the dots in this way, friends. Yes, it is so. Look, let's take here is the chain. And we take the point. Here is the next little chain, look at. I pass and take the point, yes. In cases where it gets complicated, you can take a crochet hook. Raisins and loads. Raisins. And loads. So. Well, I'm going to mount all the points. Once we have already assembled all the points. Let's start knitting. We will then begin to weave accordingly. Step first, stitch without knitting. We make 2 upside down because and when we mount the dots, we did it on the right side. This is how they have to be done to make this little edge of the chains are inside. Yes, then we make 2 of the upside down apart from the point that is passed. 1 loop and 2 together in reverse. Again 2 in reverse looped. 2 together in reverse. 2 in reverse loop. 2 together in reverse. Again 2 in reverse. Loop 2 together in reverse. 2 in reverse loop. 2 together in reverse. 2 in reverse. Lazada. 2 together in reverse. To see. 2 together upside down, 2 upside down. The asada 2 together in reverse. 2 upside down the asada. 2 together in reverse. 2 in reverse loop. 2 together in reverse. And so we will continue to do until the end. 2 in reverse loop. 2 together in reverse, 2 in reverse laced upside down. 2 upside down together. Again 1 2 loop. 2 together in reverse and the last point. In reverse point. Yes. And we continue to weave as it should be. As you did at the bottom. We are going to do it there too. This point is going to be a little loose like this, my friends, because it does not. We have not lost it, but here it fits and that's it. Then first point step without knitting. We are now for the right. 2 in laced right. 2 together in law. 2 in right. Lazada. 2 together in law. 2 in right. Lazada. 2 together in law. 2 in right. Lazada. 2 together in law. 2 in laced right. 2 together in law and so on. Until the end of my whole tour then. I'm going to weave as much as I need this sleeve. And in a little more moment I will come back to show you how we are going to make the closure. Before reaching the long part, let me make you a comment. If you want your sleeve to be smaller, I invite you first to watch the video. How I close my sleeve. Yes, and how, because we are going to close it with crochet. Then if you consider that this width, it's a lot, you want it to be more thinner, then it makes the decreases before. But I recommend you to watch the whole video for you to make a decision there at home goes. Then I'm going to take the lead in a little while. I'll be back. I want to show you, friends, I already have the sleeve thing. And I have left 64 laps in total there in the little house you are going to leave him. The size you need for the arm. You know why, my friend? Because some of us have longer arms than others. Me with 64 laps with that. I had, but there will be those who need 68 or 70 laps. Yes, then it is important. Check this data now. I will do the same process for the closure I made at the bottom. First point step without knitting. Next 1 point upside down, 1 right. A set back. A right. To see. A set back. A right. A set back. And a right, yes. Is the same process we did at the bottom. A right. And a set back to complete my entire tour. Let's make the elastic in 2 mirrors. Here to finish I have the right. A set back. And the last 2 points I will take together. In reverse point to make a decrease. Now first point step without knitting. The following is a right. On the previous lap he was a right-hander and he in Eastern law that the not there or the through loop is a setback. And you upside down a right. 1 setback, 1 right, 1 setback. I will be weaving as the dots appear. If it is a reverse, we weave it backwards. And if it is a right-hander on the previous round, then we weave it in right stitch goes. Well, I'm going to complete my whole round. Here I am again about to finish my return. I leave a right, a setback and the last 2 points. Remember that the last point has to be the other way around. But to diminish, I will take the 2 together in reverse. And I turn again. And we are going to restart as in the previous lap. First point step without knitting the following is a right. On the previous round, so I can knit it straight up. The one that follows is a setback, so I twist it upside down. A right, a setback. A right and a setback, yes, until completing again. The return and at the last point. Or in the last 2 points of the round. I will do again. The decrease. Here to finish. Let's take the 2 points together in reverse point. And first point. Step without knitting. And in which it follows. Again it is a setback, I knit it backwards. A right, a setback. And so on to the end, yes. Here on this part of the sleeve or cuff, we can make you the turns that we then place us in this case. And if you want to make a little tighter your elastic, you can make a decrease at the beginning and end of each lap. If you prefer. Yes, in this case. Another way to make decrease, or is it before? When we are here in this part, for example, we do. I don't know, as 6 points, for example, 6 points. In elastic and in 0-7 we grab 2 together. As appropriate, for example, we are doing here. We move on to knitting a backhand, a right hand, a backhand. A right, a setback, a right. And the 2 that follow, we take them together in reverse to make the decrease, and we continue, but that is done only on the first elastic lap. Here to finish again. We do the last 2 in reverse. Now, once we have the width we need, Let's go weaving. The one that follows is a setback, I knit it backwards. And the previous point, I pass it on the top. The one who follows, to see here, came loose, is a right, I leave it in. In law, and the previous point, I pass it over the top. The next one is a setback. Previous point. Upwards. Right. Previous point upwards, yes. As well as I found it at the bottom now. Whoever finds it difficult, do that, good friend, because she grabs onto her crochet. And closes. Next point. And closes. Next. Closes. Next point. And closes. Next point. Closes, and so. It's that easy. We can close, so you decide. Close it with the crochet. Or close it with their arrows. And in this part it does not matter that is tight, because that is what is intended. I am using a 4mm crochet, i.e. a smaller number. That my. Yes, then I will complete my entire round. Here at the end. I close, yes. And in this part, friends, we can do the following. Or you close it with your crochet. Or close it with a mask and thread. If you close it with your crochet, I recommend you. Here I make a little chain, passing on one side of the other, and close. In this case I recommend that your crochet is of the same thickness of your breasts as recommended. I move on to the next point. Y. I close. Next point on one side of the other, and low point to close. On the one hand. Let's take where you see the chains. And only where you can see the chains. Here and I do low point. Let's look at the other point. On the one hand. The next point we are going to take it. Here it is. Look. We must only make sure that they are point by point. And if not, then we close with that with the help of our grandmother. I have the next dot on one side. The next point the other and I close. And this is how it will look on the other side. I don't know if you can see. I take from one side of the other, low point. On the one hand. Of the other low point. On the one hand. Of the other. Low point, and I'm not squeezing it because the way I am closing it with a smaller number, look from one side of the other and low point. And that's how we're going to look like the closure then. We are going to do it this way, only that I am going to change to 5.5 millimeters crochet. Is a little bigger than this one than the British ones. But so that it won't close so much. Yes, and then we will be closing here on the one hand of the other and low point. This is how we are going to close the hole on this occasion, friends. Yes, that's how it is at home. You can make things easier if they close it with the crochet, if you know how to knit. And also with crochet. Well, that's how you can close it. And if not good, I have already shown you other techniques for closing. Then look, from here it will look like this, and on the other side it will look like this. Yes, then it seems to be the same point. And ready. Well, I am going to complete the closure. The entire closure. I'm going to get here and I'm going to go down to the sides as well, and I'm going to stop by to the other sleeve. I'm going to do the same and come back and show you how it looks like up to this point. And it is already pieced to continue with the front side. If up to this point this video is being useful to you, let me know by leaving me a like as support. I want to show you, friends, up to this point. I have already the sleeves, yes. But I wanted to show them to you as they look. You need to place here in this part the part of buttons or eyelets. But I want to show you, friends, what the dot looks like you like. And let's see what it looks like up to this point on the upside down side goes. Let's see. This is how it looks so far. See how beautiful it is. And see how beautiful the dot looks. You like it? Well, I'm liking it. Enough so that you should be encouraged to weave it. It's in two humble friends if you have a fear of the best to knit in two holes, my friend. Step by step I am weaving so that you can enjoy it at home. So cheer up, my friend, please cheer up. And you'll see how easy it is, but how easy you are going to knit it. Then we will continue with the front part. Now, friends, let's continue with the part of the front, and let's start. From our first space here that is formed. As with the chain, I am going to knit it here. To keep the full point, I'm going to leave a little bit of material. And I'm going to stop by. Now I will take the whole point like this. I'm going to stop by here to this next point. That forms like a chain. And there I lift. I move on to the next one, which is this. Lifting. In which it follows. Lifting. And just like how I told you, they should not be tightened as I told you in the. Do not squeeze it in the sleeves if you leave it on very tight. I recommend you to use a bigger crochet, a bigger smile. A larger number or number and a half in the event that decay. Tighten the stitch too much if that can be an option. And just as I did then in the sleeve part, I will continue to weave it here or lift it up. Look. It should be left a little loose, or as I say. Another option is to use larger skirts. What do you think? Yes, we move it to the gallery of number 8. Yes, so look. If you look more or less, it is the size. Then I will continue to weave it. So with the arrows of number 8, I will mount all the points, which are around, also including these points that fit on my neck. Yes, that's how I'm going to mount all the points. Once we have all the points on the front and all around, then we are going to do the same process as the elastic. First stitch step without knitting, one upside down and one in law, one in reverse, and one in law, a setback, a right, a setback and a right hand, yes, and so we are going to turn it around. After back, I'm going to leave it about 8 laps. Approximately, and back. As is the same process we did here at the beginning. And in the sleeves, and we already know it. Well, I'm going to take the lead, and in a little while I'll be back. Once we have the amount we are going to leave you. In this case I did 8 laps. Now in this one we are going to close. In accordance with S, unless you have a crochet hook at the same size. First point step without knitting. And the one following is a setback, and I knit it in reverse. The stitch I passed without knitting over the top. Next is a right, I cut it into right. And the previous point, I pass it over the top. The next one is a setback. Previous point on top. Next right. Previous point. Above. Setback. And previous point on top. Hello, I want to show you, friends. I have already placed then the part here of where the buttons go from. What do you think? For how it has turned out. Now it subtracts me. I lose any remaining pieces of material. But first I wanted to show you. So far, because how is it becoming? This project, here in this part you can place buttons on it. Yes, I am going to place it maybe some wooden buttons. But at this time no, because I do not have them at hand. But I want to show you what it looks like. The final result, yes. I will show them to you too. On the side. Upside down, I will see if it can be seen. This is the back part. For them to take it into account. I want to show you, friends, how the final result has turned out. Of this cardigan, see how beautiful it looks. Obviously, because my mannequin is a small size. And the cardigan is a size, this time I have made it. Great. Yes, it is a large size. That's why there's a little bit left, big truth, but so that there at home it is also useful for you to see how it looks. Design does. If you like them this lazy, you can use them. This one would look great for the size M. This is how it looks like. Finally, and let's see what it looks like on the part. From my back I'm going to turn it around, there it is. To be better appreciated. And now, yes friends, I say goodbye with this. As always, really, I hope you liked it. If you liked it, support me by sharing on your social networks, with their relatives, with his friends, in your Facebook groups. And see you in the following video. And thank you very much for joining me. Today's